I'm here now to talk with respects with monitoring. I've written a poem about monitors. One of these days I'll recite it. But I wanted to say, as one's companion was asking me if I was in a position to talk with what respects to what monitors are and what their purpose is. In these modern days, monitors are people that choose people they want to view and see how they conduct themselves. Yet, looking at the experience one's been having with feeling that I'm being monitored through with people, is that they have to learn to evolve respect for people they're monitoring and not create economy from people they're monitoring with not sharing the economy they're creating from people they're monitoring and treating them like they're not monitoring them when they are monitoring them. Because at times these same monitors have the capacity to look to control people they're monitoring when people that are being monitored might not be aware they're being monitored, or they don't know how to protect themselves from monitors. And if we are being monitored from various people with various motives from monitoring, it'll even be even more difficult for a person to be to be in control of their own monitoring experiences from people around them. Because I'm a person who practices conscious sleep, through practicing conscious sleep before one was in a position to be monitored the way I am now, many years ago the monitoring technology wasn't so advanced as it is now, where they can monitor more of how you're sleeping, how you're reacting to your sleeping, and all these actions. So what I've realized through these monitoring technologies, if I go to the shop and I buy chocolates, for example, if I'm buying chocolates, they're monitoring me buying chocolate, and then I might have a sleep that I'm in some kind of sexual encounter in one sleep, simply because I've had chocolate. And for me, it's got nothing to do with the chocolate, me having a sexual encounter in one sleep. It's got to do with people monitoring me and creating these type of fantasy hormones coming from the outside, looking at me, the chocolate or what I'm buying. So this type of monitoring for me is created to create aggressive reactions from people, because any individual, be it male or female, doesn't really want to be having sexual encounters in their sleep. And sometimes what I've noticed, even neighbours have been used to create or help bring in these types of lack of sleep security in individuals they're monitoring, through heating them up or through arousing themselves in a specific way when the person's asleep, doing it purposely, deliberately, to help them to get what they want, that as a person to have a wet dream, whatever you want to call it. So because I've been studying these people, studying that they're doing these actions, and studying neighbours too that have been doing it, you can ask me, how do you know neighbours are monitoring? How do you know neighbours are helping to create the premature ejaculations? That's because I practice yoga, and through practicing meditation, when I'm saying one's prayers in the bathroom, or when I'm saying my prayers even during sleep, even before sleep, even when I wake up from sleep, I'm witnessing people around me, one's neighbours that I see around me in the community, generating these types of behaviours by the way they eat, by the way they communicate, through people that communicate to them, the way they behave with what they eat, the way they exercise, the way they don't exercise, the way they make love. So all these facts of the way people are around me shows me what's going on with this monitoring. And what I've noticed, a lot of the goal with these monitorings, if they can't get you to, or if they can get you to premature ejaculate in your sleep, or disturb you while you're meditating or whatever, then if they can't get you in these ways, or they can't get you as much as they want, then they have even the power to come into your home, take something from your home without you knowing it's been taken from your home. And then after a week or whatever, you realize, oh, where's that? And where's that? How long has it been gone? So in the moment that it's been gone, they've come in here, taken your belonging, you didn't know that, they've brought their odor of who they are. The monitoring neighbours around know who that, or are aware, or they might be aware, they might not even be aware themselves that people have come in my place. So that's monitoring with dirty monitoring in the monitoring. So this is what's happening in our society. Are you right now?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what needs to be clarified in our society, that the type of monitoring going on in these modern days, it's also related to the past. People have done the same monitoring in the past, where people can come into people's ideals or people's creative ideals, alter their creative ideas to fit into their category of ideas without the person knowing, and see the way they react to it, or if they don't know about it. So a person could have come into your home, monitoring government people or people that are connected to the government, come into your home, take something of yours, you don't know it's there, or put something else there, you don't know it's there, and have an effect into the way you're living in your existence without you even knowing. And that can make you either sick, it can make you aggressive, it can have any types of reaction on you without you even knowing they're doing it to you. So true practice in meditation, true investigating one's environment with the exercises and everything one does, and altering one's room, I'm able to see how specific materials around me, either they've been taken or either they've been taken or through me altering the environment around me, one sees that I'm also aware of the odor, of the atmosphere of these individuals. I'm even really aware of who they are around me, some of these individuals. Because sometimes people in the government, they use people even that you know on you, without you knowing that these people are acting in this way around you. So you might have your own neighbour, he might have come into your home because he's been allowed to in the system, in this type of agency scenario, just to help them to get what they want, and then act like your neighbour as usual without you being aware this is going on. So these types of monitoring behaviours going on, where also where people are in a position to monitor your dreams. You have a dream, and then you'll see that people around you in society are acting to the dream you had. And that's again monitoring, telling people, oh, she had a dream of that, or he had a dream of that. And then they act according to the dream you had, to show you, oh, yeah, we're aware of what you're sleeping and what's going on in your thoughts. And in a way, you're able to, you can call it dream control. A lot of it is a little like dream control, where you feel like you have control of your own sleep, of your own dreams, when in actuality your dreams are being monitored, and then people make economy from the dreams they're monitoring, and give you a sense of empowerment, because not empower like you're being taken out of power, because you're not keeping your own power of what you're experiencing. And this type of monitoring activity is also a system that true monitoring, if they like what they are monitoring, they'll either make noises around you to show you they like what they're monitoring. But if you react to the noises that they're making, that they like what you're doing when they're monitoring, that means you're saying you agree. with them monitoring you. So me, I like to stay neutral or just simply just tell them, go and fuck yourself. Yet, in that process, at times when I'm concentrating, I get more pissed off with them. And I tell them to, again, go and fuck yourselves. And sometimes when I'm meditating or I'm praying, there's some prayers that one says that smacks that bottom of theirs. So when I bring that prayer of smack that bottom of yours, then they're like, oh, don't smack our bottom, Kel. These are monitoring neighbours I'm talking about. Oh, don't smack our bottom, Kel. If you smack our bottoms like that, Kel, when you're asleep tonight, Kel, we'll try and give you a little wank off. And you won't like that, will you? And then I just say to them, look, go and fuck yourselves. Yeah? So this is the way I've been acting on these neighbours, on these monitoring middle class or working class, also average class, working class people, all combining together, all different colours. You can get monitor Caribbeans, monitor Africans, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, Indians. They're all in this. They're all in this monitoring make a raise from people's creativity vibe. So instead of these monitoring individuals in society being humble and being sharing with what they're receiving from what they're monitoring, they're hoarding, making lots of raises for themselves and trying to control people's own private accommodation, private presence. Even making love, I hear, who the fuck's that? Who's that? It's the monitor showing me, give her a good one for us, girl. Get the fuck out of here, you cunt. I'm fucking gonna fucking wank on someone else, man. But this is how the monitors go on. So what do? I put a rainbow around me while I'm making love. And even if they don't make noise, I'm aware they're fucking on my dick. I can feel their ass. And this is what I'm saying about these monitors. That they've got a reputation of being impartial, but being also partial. To being impartial. So they act like they're impartial, even now as I'm talking. They know I'm recording this, and they know I'm putting my middle finger at their fucking arrogance, their fucking lack of economic appreciation. I tell these monitors, buy me a fucking Lamborghini. That's what I tell them, and buy yourself one. You need one monitoring me. You need one monitoring me. That's what I tell them. I tell them, show humility for what you're receiving from monitoring people. Show gratitude. If you're making a raise from me, monitoring me, the way I'm dressing, the way I'm eating, the way I'm eating the food, the way I'm giving thanks to the food, to the universe and all that, you show appreciation of that economically. There is an economic appreciation for people that are monitored and the raises they make from them. But they make millions and millions of pounds from monitoring people. And the people they monitor, even private people they monitor, they don't share economic appreciation with them when they're making millions. So you're making millions and I'm making fucking, £20? That's not balanced economy. You're making millions off me and I'm making £20 off you? Is this the slave trade again, is it? So this is what I'm saying with the monitoring technologies. They need to balance themselves because all they're doing, these monitors are smelling now. Smelling of their own neglect. Sociology neglect. Yeah, it's a neglect that's stinking up. And as the more it smells, the more it creates bacteria that will create sicknesses. A lot of these monitors are part of disease-creating societies because they view people's actions, yet they do not share the appreciation, the economic gratification they receive from their monitoring. At times, they feel guilty. How come? What makes them feel guilty? Because sometimes these same monitors create overheated behaviors when a person's asleep. That person might ejaculate, such as oneself or somebody else in one's own type of liking. I might have an aggressive reaction. I might smash a bottle on the floor, whatever, in reaction. And then I have to clean it up after. But in the reaction of cleaning it up, in the reaction of what's occurred, they feel guilty because of the way they've been behaving. And this is where these individuals see it not very easy for them to be humble with social integration, communication, with sharing with what they're doing. Because sometimes what they do is indiscriminate. It's only helping themselves. They're only making economy for themselves, and they know it. They're, oh, we can't be friends with him, even though we're making millions from him, because then we're going to have to share some of that millions. He might want maybe half the million we're making off him. So we don't want. We would prefer to be. We prefer it to be this way, where we can watch him, see what he's doing, make our raises, and let him have his little £200 a week from the income system. That's their attitude. Because they make millions off it. They don't want me to see how they're fucking running, how they're fucking making all these raises. Because they'll ask, oh, give me fucking 50 grand then. You can't. Give me 100 grand. You making a fucking million of me. Give me half a fucking million. They don't want that. They don't want me to fucking get into that fucking category of monitoring fucking appreciation. And this is what's happening in a society where people are making raises from people they're monitoring, disturbing them whenever it suits their fancy. Because I practice yoga, I'm able to be receptive when I'm making love. I practice Tantra, so I'm aware that these practices are occurring where people do choose to heat people up, be it when they're making love while they're asleep. They do it in all different types of ways, trying to get their fucking little foot into the fucking experience. And also with monitoring, if we are here now, me and a person, if it's a male and me, so if it was a male friend of mine here, the monitors also take advantage of male and male friends, where if a male and friend are together, maybe another male and male friend together that aren't heterosexual, that might be gay, might be having sex today. Because you've got two heterosexuals, men together, having a conversation. So monitors do that too. So they've got guilt because of that too. They've got guilt because they sometimes monitor people that are heterosexuals. They call their gay friends and they tell them, oh, there's two heterosexuals talking today. They're going to be talking for about 3 hours. So if you want to call your gay boyfriend and have sex for 3 hours, you know what to do. Do it now because they've just started talking. All right then, thanks for telling us that. I'll buy you a drink later on tonight. All right, sweet love. So there's that type of attitude where people that monitor people know that maybe, say, two couples are together for the afternoon and they say, oh, that's a good idea. Let's get some of our gay friends together. So that's where they take advantage of their monitoring, where they use it to empower themselves to take advantage of people in their own private actions so they can make their own raises without showing economic appreciation, social courtesies from what they've been doing. And as they've been getting better at this, better at monitoring, better at interfering in people's accommodation and making raises, I've come to realise that people don't really sleep properly in this society. And that's a real big one of that. Or you can double it on that. That people don't sleep good. People don't sleep good because they don't really practice sleeping good. Me, I'm a fucking lucid dreamer. I'm going to educate you on what a lucid dreamer is and what people in society are. You've got the one that lays down, and I call them the horizontal sleepers. You've got the calm sleeper, the one that calms to sleep, calms you down. Then you've got the sympathetic, nervous, muscle sleeper. Then you got the sleeper, just sleeping. Then you got the imaginary sleeper who imagines himself in all his sleep. Then you got the dreamer who's actually dreaming what he's imagining. Then you got the conscious dreamer. Then you got etheric dreamer. And then you got the lucid dreamer, the top notch. So when you've got 9 categories of sleep, before you enter into lucid dreaming, it shows you the scope, the depth, the brilliance of your own sleep consciousness. The majority of sleepers are in horizontal sleeper, really, just in their body. They're just horizontal. They're in. I call it the horizontal sleep. They're in the horizontal sleep. That's where they are. The majority of people say they're in the horizontal sleep. They've got no significant connection really with the calm sleep that takes them into their sympathetic nervous muscle sleep, or they're sleeping in itself that goes beyond all them. It's completely calm sleep. And then you've got the imaginary sleep, again I said before, and then you've got the dreaming state, and then you've got the conscious dreaming state, and then you've got the etheric dreaming state, and then you've got the lucid state. All these levels of sleep, people in society are not practicing, and living in this monitoring society, you're not in a position to go into these states of sleep, because this society doesn't allow you, because they're either heating you up, disturbing you, or diagnosing your sleep and making raises before you go to the shop. A while ago, I had a dream that I had a chocolate. I went to the shop to get the chocolate, and the chocolate wasn't there. And that's because they've been monitoring one's sleep. They knew the chocolate was a hit sweet in one's dream, and they took them and they already sold them out in the shop. So this is what's happening in society, where they're advanced on that level when they study an individual such as oneself, see how I'm sleeping, see how I'm dreaming, and then make their own raises from what they're experiencing, from what I'm going through. Sometimes they do it for a state of security because they haven't got a security system that is good enough to show them what the fuck is going on around them. So they monitor people to try and see the security of what's going around them. Yet they don't actually give economic appreciation to the people that helps them, give them a better sense of security of who they are. And they're a multinational, billion pound organisation, some of these people. And I'm not talking about the government itself, because to me, the government has helped to make me a lucid dreamer. So I don't blame it on the government. I blame this on specific individuals that are greedy in themselves, that are ignorant, arrogant, and instead of aggressive, I prefer to say overheated. And also what I've recently really realised today, actually, that people that cause people premature ejaculations, even one's own companions I've slept with, have contributed to bringing me into premature ejaculations. And I don't really blame that on one's companions. I blame that more on the system around me that gets all aroused and gets all interfering when I've got one's company sleeping with me, and they get all attracted to what I'm doing and heating me up. But what I wanted to say today, and what I've come to realise today, these type of people I've realised, before I've cursed these people, I've called them many names like you cunt, you bastard, you fucking paedophile wankers, and all that. But what I've come to realise now through the meditations I've been doing, the prayers I've been doing, is that you get these types of people that this is what they do. And I've been given lots of credit for what I'm going to say, that These people that cause these ejaculations, they're sick people. And these sick people need to see a fucking doctor. They act like they're not sick, but through me meditating all these years, and the prayers I've been saying, actually, like even down to today, the prayers that I've been saying today showed me, don't call them a wanker bastard cunt. Just say that they're sick people. Hear this carefully, what I'm going to say now. Hear this very carefully. They cause suffering. These sick, monitoring, premature ejaculating wanker, paedophile wank mothers and cunts are sick. They're sick. I don't care if you're a multi-fucking billionaire, you're a sick cunt. So these sick people, what I've realised in the prayer actually today, not, I call them cunts, call them pussy holes, call them, cuss them off, whatever, but really, they're sick. And what I've realised in the prayer today is that these sick people that cause all these actions also cause the suffering. So there you go, the SS, the sick, the suffering. So these sick people cause the suffering. This is how come I'm addressing these premature ejaculating, monitoring if individuals that heat you up and do all types of control fucking maneuvers actually cause suffering because they're sick. That's the category I've come to categorize with. I've come to see what these people are. That they're sick people. What's up with you?
1 minute.
What was it? Yeah.